Okay guys, welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is going to be slightly different actually, because as you can see I've got a table and I've got 20 teams. This is my 2020-2021 Premier League prediction video. Now these are all based on transfers so far, and also just how good I think your team is going to do even if you have finished your transfer business. Let me just make these last few boxes slightly bigger. Okay, I'm going to start off at rock bottom, and I'm really sorry, but where are they? They are here. For me, I think West Brom, the barcode, I think it's good, but you'll be checking out of the Premier League come the end of the season. I'm sorry, that's just my prediction. Okay, in 19th, I'm going to put Aston Villa. I'm sorry to any Aston Villa fan out there watching this, but Aston Villa, they only just survived. As far as I'm aware, they're not really doing much in the transfer market. Yeah, I'm afraid it's not going to end well for them. The next one, I think, is going to be, unfortunately, Fulham. Another promoted team. I think you're going to go straight back down, bud, because you haven't spent that much. I think, it's just going to be a bit of a struggle, to be honest, because the rest of the Premier League's so good. It's changed so much since you were last here for them. Now, the next one might surprise you, actually. Crystal Palace. I'm going to predict Crystal Palace finish 17th. The reason I say that is because if Zaha does go, which looks possible, they're going to struggle. They're going to really, really struggle. So for me, Crystal Palace, 17th. But not far behind them by any stretch of the imagination is going to be West Ham United. I think West Ham are struggling a lot at the moment. And if Felipe Anderson does come to Arsenal on a loan, which looks quite possible at the moment, then I think they're going to particularly struggle. Okay, moving up, I think in 15th place we're going to have Leeds United. I just want to say welcome back to the Premier League, Leeds. The last time you were in the Premier League, I had just been born. So I can't wait to see you in the Prem. In 14th, I am going to go for Southampton. I think Southampton each year feel like they're going to get top 10, but never quite make it. And for that reason alone, Southampton 14th. I think Brighton be in and around that 13th spot. Just like that. They're very consistent, Brighton, and that's normally where they end up. So for that reason alone, that's literally the only reason I put them there. Now, this is where it starts getting slightly interesting, the top 12. For me, I think 12th is going to go to Newcastle. Newcastle under Steve Bruce looks like they're a fairly solid team. If I'm not mistaken, they have strengthened quite a fair bit. Whether that's going to work is a different matter. But I think Newcastle will just miss out on the top 10. And another team that I think is going to miss out just... I don't like to say this only because I like their manager. But Everton. Carlo Ancelotti can only do so much. You might be getting James Rodriguez, Alan, and God knows who else. But I'm afraid there's still going to be a ton of deadwood in your team. And for me, I think that constitutes into an 11th place finish for you. So just about breaking into the top 10. It seems to be their favourite position. Burnley. I think Burnley, 10th. They're going to just miss out European football. They're going to stay in the top half of the table. I think that'll be fine for them. Closely followed by Sheffield United. Now, I love Sheffield United. I think they're such a good, promising team. In my eyes, they're a bit like Wolverhampton when they first came up. Had a fantastic first season. Everyone expected them to drop off slightly, but actually they kind of leveled out and are a top 7, top 8 team now. There's a small hint of about where I think they're going to come. But I think Sheffield United aren't quite as good as Wolverhampton Wanderers or any of the remaining teams. And therefore I'm putting them in 9th because I think they're going to be up there, but they're not going to be quite there yet. Okay, for number 8, it's going to be Wolverhampton Wanderers. If I couldn't support Arsenal, I'd probably support Wolves. I think Wolverhampton are such an underrated top tier team. Yeah. And now we come to the big 7. But for me, in 7th, and this is going to come as a bit of a shock probably, I'm going to put Leicester. Leicester City start off well constantly. They start off well. Then towards the end of the season, they do seem to drop off slightly. And for that reason alone, I think they're going to end up in 7th. Now this is where it gets tricky. For me, personally, and it's not because I'm an Arsenal fan, because I can already see the comments going wild, but Tottenham Hotspur in 6th. Jose Mourinho at Tottenham, 2nd season. You all know where that goes, don't we? He starts falling out with players, he starts ruining the team. Before we know it, Tottenham will be around where Burnley is. And then Jose will get the sack, and that'll be the end of Jose Mourinho. Don't think that's going to happen this season though. I think that might happen in the 21-22 season. But for me, Tottenham, whilst they have brought in Matt Doherty, Nick Pope, they're not world class. They're not world beaters. They're not going to win you titles, I'm afraid. So for me, Tottenham, you're coming 6th. Now, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United. I know what all of you guys think. Oh, you're just keeping Arsenal because, you know, blah, you're an Arsenal fan, blah. I'm not. Chelsea have spent God knows how much. They're basically buying every football team and just keeping all the players and just going, yeah, you know what, why, you just go out on loan, we'll keep you, you go out on loan, we'll keep you, you go out on loan, and you get the point. Yeah, Timo Werner is an amazing striker. Hakim Ziyech is an amazing attacking midfielder. Havertz looks promising. Thiago Silva, experienced, solid. But will they gel together? I don't know. Because I kind of had an idea where Frank was going last season with getting the youth in. But getting people in their prime / late life now, late career, like Thiago Silva, is a bit. I've got myself a bit confused about what they're exactly trying to achieve. I think they're going to do well in the Champions League. They're going to challenge for the domestic trophies, just not the Premier League, I think. And it pains me to say this, but Arsenal will come fourth. Gabriel, William Saliba, Willian, and potentially Hassim Aouar and Thomas Partey. I don't see why, like, if we don't get Champions League football with those players added to our roster, then I don't think we're ever going to get it again. And under Mikel Arteta, as you've seen with the Community Shield, as you've seen in the FA Cup semi-final and final, we have the ability to beat the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham-ish. Even though we lost to Tottenham, it was a very poor refereeing day, in my opinion, that day. And, you know, everyone has an off day, but that's fine. But are we seriously going to be pushing for top of the table? No. So that leaves me with Liverpool, Manchester City, and Manchester United. And for me, I think third place. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to move Arsenal into third and put Manchester United. I've changed my mind last minute. Into there. Why isn't that right like the others? Okay, that's a bit weird. There you go. I think Manchester United, if they don't get Jadon Sancho, at the moment they've only signed Donny van de Beek. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant player. Where does he fit into the midfield with Pogba and Fernandes already there? And then you've got players like, arguably Fred maybe can get dropped, McTominay, Garner. You know, there's loads of players. Angel Gomez. Like, I don't know what Manchester United are doing. Now, this all depends on whether Manchester City get Messi. But I think even if they get Messi, I'm going to put Manchester City there. I'm going to put Liverpool up at the champions. I think Manchester City will struggle again this season. And when I say struggle, I mean like for their like standards, they'll struggle. I think, yeah. I just think it's going to be Pep Guardiola's last season with Manchester City. He's going to leave at the end of the season, and I think he's got an aging squad. Yes, they are bringing in players like Nathan Ake, who, don't get me wrong, is good, but is he good enough? I'm not too sure. And obviously, if they get Koulibaly, that would be massive for them. Absolutely massive. But I think the strength that Liverpool have, despite the fact they haven't spent that much, I think they're going to have at least one more title before they lose it to someone else. No doubt there will be people out there that completely disagree with my predictions. I have to say though, when I've been doing this without recording for YouTube in the past few years, I've actually been pretty much spot on, but one or two teams. In not last season, but the season before, I actually got every single position correct. Actually, last season as well, I successfully predicted the champions, and I successfully predicted the relegation zone. And I had Sheffield United actually finish 12th last season. I don't know why, I just had a gut feeling, and I wasn't too far off. So yeah, I think this is going to be how I keep it. I think these four, Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham, will be separated by literally probably 2, 3, maybe 4 points. I think Leicester's going to be slightly off the pace, but very close behind, like very closely followed behind by Wolverhampton, and then there's going to be a massive gap. But I think Liverpool is going to run away with the league. City is going to just be there because, you know, why wouldn't they? And I think Arsenal will get Champions League. Whether they'll come third, I don't know. That's just assuming we get Thomas Partey and Aouar done. If we don't, then I'd probably be tempted to swap Manchester United and Arsenal around. With maybe Chelsea. The more I think about it, the more I want to do this. Yeah, that looks slightly better. I think Manchester United might just miss out on Champions League. But yeah, so that is my prediction, guys. Write in the comment section what you think's going to happen. And come the end of the season, I'll review this and I'll see how I did. So until then, guys, I guess I'll see you.